Hello everyone, you're welcome to this week's Tech Tuesdays webinar on IICS Scanner in Cloud Data Governance Catalog Lineage use case. This is Vrinda, your host for today's session, and we have Sachin Jain, Principal Customer Success Technologist, joining us as a presenter for the session. Before we start the session, let's go through some housekeeping tips. The duration of the webinar is 1 hour. That includes the 15-minute Q&A. You can post your queries in the Q&A box. Dial-in participants are muted for the entire session, and the session is being recorded and will be available in the Informatica Support YouTube channel and the Success Portal. You'll be able to download the slide deck from the Success Portal. Also, feel free to put in your feedbacks and suggestions for the session in the post-webinar survey. The Tech Tuesdays webinars are hosted within the Success Portal, which is a micro-learning platform that offers free and unlimited learning to all registered users. This feature-rich platform was launched to help you learn and use Informatica products better. Here are a few important links that you can go over later that will help you in your product adoption journey with Informatica. Over to you, Sachin. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Runda. Thanks for the brief introduction. Thanks everybody who joined the webinar session about, how do we scan the IICS mapping or a CDI mapping in cloud data governance and catalog, and then how can we show the complete end-to-end lineage. Okay, welcome all, and then let's get started. So agenda, it's very simple, the overview, and then what sort of objects we extract when we scan IICS scanner, IICS mapping. So, and mainly what are the prerequisites, before we scan, what are those points and all, we discuss about that. And then connection properties, what are the connection informations that, in cloud data governance catalog. So what do we expect, and then what are the informations we are going to provide it, all those things we'll cover it in connections, properties detail. So, and then parameters file. So, yes, so the mapping, which is having the parameters file, and then we do support during the, scanner. You can provide, user can provide the parameter file for any specific, mapping task to be scanned in cloud data governance, right? So that is also supported. And also, finally, we'll go for a sample demo of it actually. Okay, so this is the agenda. So yeah, let's get started now. So it's overview of IICS scanner, right? So cloud data governance and catalog. So we have provided this scanner, the CDI mapping and a mapping task, but we call it as with a parameter file. So a user can provide all the details, and then they can extract those informations, and then they could see the end-to-end lineage after the connection assignment. Okay, so this is on a brief about that. So let's get started with what are the objects extracted. Probably you might have seen, anybody if you have used created IICS mapping or a CDI mapping, right? So it has projects under that folders, and then probably might have created mappings, and then tasks, right? And then session instances. So these are all the objects which are available in CDI mapping, right? So in CDGC, these are the informations which we could see actually, right? So there are different session instances. So probably if you have used, a parameter file for a different parameter file for for a mapping, and then once it is executed, that will show us as a session instance here actually. So you could see a lot of session instances which is executed under different parameter files also. All right. So this is how these are all the objects which we showcased in CDGC after the IICS scanner executes, and then these are all the results. Okay. And the next concept is all about on the prerequisites, right? So before we extract metadata, right? So simple things which we need to keep it in mind is all about the mappings. Yeah, so you need to create a mapping task for that. Okay, because it has the parameter section, and some other stuffs in the in the mapping task as well. And one major thing is all about you need to run the mapping task at least once in a 6 months actually. So that is the major stuff, which is like before you extract the mapping details in cloud data governance catalog. So you should make sure that these two things are met actually. Okay. So and the sample stuff which showcase after the execution the my job. So success criteria and those informations are shown, right? Yeah, parameter files. So probably you might have heard that parameter files and from the long days from the power center days itself. So the one which I'm showing here is a parameter file. This is a sample example, which I'm going to showcase in our demo as well. Okay. So again, the parameter file, you are going to create a reusable kind of mapping, a simple mapping, with input, output, and even we supported some of the expressions as parameterized also. If you want to execute on a multiple say sources and targets, so better to use as a parameter file. So you guys are aware of it actually, right? So and this is a sample file, parameter file which I'm showing, and this is again the option which has been given in the cloud data governance catalog during the scanning itself, right? There is a configuration option where suppose the condition is all about, suppose your agent, if you are using for cloud data governance catalog is a separate agent, and then for IICS is a separate agent, then this is kind of mandatory that you need to provide the path of the the parameter file which is present in a in IICS agent. And then now if you are using a different agent for a cloud data governance catalog scanner itself, so now you have to provide, copy that file into your cloud data governance secure agent, and then provide the same file path here as a replacement kind of thing. So see, this case comes only when there is a two different secure agents has been used for IICS separate and then cloud data governance is separate. Okay, then only you need to copy those parameter file and then provide the path to that actually. Okay, so that is a difference. One should make use of it. Otherwise, if you are using the same secure agent, then no need of providing any details here actually. So by default, it will pick it from the secure agent details itself. Okay. So as an example, so when you run a parameter file, this is how the example of Lineage which I'm showing, so that it is the parameter file has the resource names like Oracle resources, and then this is a complete mapping after the connection assignment. So these things gets replaced actually. Okay. So this is a sample of it. Now the connection properties, right? So during the scan, what are the informations which we would need actually, right? The scanner expects actually, right? So this is the URL of where you are, you have built your own the mapping task, right? The username and password for that when you log in, right? So those informations are simple informations which we have, which IICS scanners usually ask. So this is how the details looks like in CDGC. Okay. So yeah, so sample mapping task which I would like to show you is all about, say, this is how the source expression filter and then target is the sample one actually. Okay, you create it in a CDI and then create a mapping task out of it, right? So and then how does we showcase in once we extract the informations out after the connection assignment, right? So the complete lineage we showcase, and then even the source and targets are like the connection assignment has been done and it is resolved actually. Okay, this is an end-to-end the sample lineage which we showcase. Probably you might have seen where is the expression, probably this deep level in-depth kind of lineage. Yes, so that is in the roadmap actually. Okay, so but what we showcase is all as an expression and a filtering point of view is all about like this is how we showcase. So as a calculation point of view, those conditional statements or whatever the expression or a filter, whatever we used in a mapping, right? Those things will be extracted and then showcased as a control conditions here under each say attribute. Attribute again we call it as a calculation over there. Okay, so but yeah, as of now this is how the end-to-end lineage we showcase. But there is a roadmap. Even in like transformation level, end-to-end lineage will be showcased over the period actually. Okay. Then yeah, so what is planned for the next release? This is like consistent connection names. Yeah, so if the connection names are published in Cloud Data Governance Catalog, so we are going to have the same similar name, even though it is used in the mapping side of it. And then yeah, SQL override and then pre and post equals, which most of the requests which we are getting it. SQL transformation, connection parameterization one, like PC tasks having parameters, yes. And then advanced session properties. So everything, whatever there in the in the CDI perspective, right? So we are covering those informations in the scanning itself. So that is planned for the next releases point of view. So you will see it soon actually. Okay. So then yeah. So with these details, let's go for a sample demo which I have prepared to showcase to entire IICS lineage. After the scan, how does it looks like in a Cloud Data Governance Catalog? Yeah, let's get into that. Well, let's get started with the demo. Let me log in to our demo environment. So once I log in, I'm able to see these chiclets actually. Okay, so let me open the administrator. And the major stuff which are required for profiling is all about on data integration. Okay, and we'll go for metadata command center and then governance later part actually. Okay, so there we are going to scan it actually the IICS results. Before that, like let's take you guys to the some of the admin related stuff actually. Okay, so yeah, so main thing is I was talking about runtime environment, that is a secure agent. Probably you might have already seen this, like what is secure agent and what are those, how can we install secure agent or not, right? So I mean, yeah, so the secure agent is up and running. So as I mentioned, probably you can use like secure agent for IICS and then secure agent for another secure agent for like CDGC perspective as well. Okay, so based on your requirement, so that you can create either one or you can use it like multiple as well. Okay, so and then some of the connection related information. So either that could be a flat file or could be a data lake or a data warehouse, anything. So here you can create a new connection and then create a connection over it actually. Okay, so these are all somewhat of like admin related activities. Okay, as I mentioned, yeah, runtime environment should be up and running to create and then when you execute it, right? So let's move to the other. Let's say it's a data integration where you create your actual assets here, right? So let's go to my project. So Z_Sachin is a project. Under that we have multiple folders, right? So CDI mappings which I created. Today, what I'll do is what I'm demoing is all about on one is with parameter, another one is without parameter. Okay, so two mappings which I'm going to showcase as a demo in our session today. Okay, so let's look at the mapping, which a simple mapping which doesn't contain any parameter actually. Okay, it's a straightforward one actually. Okay, So straightforward is nothing but is like, source we have defined what is that source is all about. Okay. So from ADLS Gen 2, I'm taking customer file and then some sort of expression filter, and then finally it is going to target. Okay. So the prerequisites which I mentioned, like, if you could remember, so we have to create the task. Okay. So this is a mapping task. So the mapping image is showing it here, and then we have defined the source and targets. Okay. And you could see there is no parameter information is available here actually. Okay. So this is a simple mapping actually. Okay. Without parameter. So when you provide all the information, when you run it, you can go to say your jobs, and then you could see, what are the jobs which are running, which got executed and which got failed and all everything. So the primary requirement is all about for IICS scanner is like, you need to run at least once in like, every 6 months before you scan it actually. Okay. So this mapping, and the other one is see with parameters, right? So let's go to the simple mapping, which has a source expression as well as a target. Okay, so let's go to the source. I could show you some sort of parameterizations done for the connection. Okay, so source parameter, fine, and also you could see the source and then target parameter, connection objects, and all details. Okay, so target, and also we do have a target parameter set for this one. Okay, T underscore parameter, the connection as well as the object. Okay, so this is for the parameterization. So now, as I mentioned, so if you create a mapping task for that, right? So basically, what you are looking for is like, the parameter file, right? Okay. So you can download and then you can update your own information about the parameterization, source and target details. Okay, and then object name actually. Okay, the connection as well as the object details, right? So here in this mapping task, you are going to update where is your the parameter file is all about. Okay, so ideally this should be in a where is your agent is installed actually. Okay, so download this parameter file and then update the parameter file with your connection details, okay, and then object details, and then put it under the location where the your agent is running. Okay, so if you could see, here is a parameter file under this location. Okay, so let's open up the parameter file. See here, uh, target details and then source details has been given actually. Okay, connection and as also the object name has been given here actually. Okay, so you can provide, once you create a parameter file for the mapping you got created in the mapping task, so you can update this information and then keep it in your secure agent location, and then update the same thing to the same thing in the mapping task itself. That is what, like, this is updated here actually. Okay, the parameter file is available in this location itself. Okay, so these are all the the information, how to create your mapping and then mapping task, and then how to update the parameterization file. Okay, during the creation itself, it asks like, you can download and then update the information about the parameter. Okay, so yeah, so these are all the things. And then, yeah, as I mentioned, so please run it once before you are going to scan it in our cloud data, governance and catalog. Okay, so now, so now we have seen how to create mappings. Okay, mapping tasks using data integration, Okay, so now for cloud data governance and catalog, so two chiclets are very much important. That is metadata command center. Another one is data governance and catalog. So I just opened these two things now. Okay, so in order to scan any resources, we do use the metadata command center. Okay, to extract metadata and then the lineage perspective, right? So let's go to the command center. So metadata command center. Okay, so yeah. So this is metadata command center where you provide all the information to extract the metadata. Okay. So now let's get started with showing yeah. So these are all the sources which are available so that you can extract the metadata. So with this today we have Informatica Cloud Data Integration, right? IICS Data Integration CDI1, right? So if you create this, so these are all the information which asks. So let's go to the one which is already created. Okay, so here is the one. IICS scanner. Okay, which is created for this demo purpose. So now, so these are all the information it asks, like the URL and then the username and password. Okay, so next here is the important one actually. So runtime environment, which is the agent information you need to provide, and the parameter file. So here, as I mentioned, this is very much important that if you are using a parameter file and then the environment, I mean, the secure agent is different, compared to for CDI as well as CDGC. So now, if it is different, then only you have to provide, say, provide the existing path, and then replacement is on the CDGC agent, where is the agent is running. So, and then you have to keep that parameter file in that particular agent location and then provide the path here. Okay, and then you can provide multiple path like this actually. Okay. So, and also you have some sort of filtering condition if you want to, scan specifically any mappings perspective, and also that you can scan it, and then stakeholders association, and then scheduling point of view. Okay, so these are all the information which are, in the IICS scanner. Okay, so now, so once you provide this information and then run it, so secure agent will help you to extract this metadata, and then parameter file it looks at, and then it extracts the connection informations and all. Okay, so once everything is extracted, once the execution is done, you could see it here at the monitoring job actually. Okay, so IICS, the scanners and all, you can any scanners with respect to that, and then you could do some sort of connection assignment as well, right? Source to target one actually. Okay, so these are all the connection assignment details you can update here. Okay, so once you are done with this, once the scan is completed and once you have the connection assignment is ready, so now this is where CDGC cloud data governance and catalog chiclet. So when you open this one, it shows the complete dashboard, and then you can create your own dashboard as well. Okay, so now so once you scan it actually, so here it is data catalog information actually. See, whatever the resources, you scan it at the metadata command center, so that it is going to display here for the entire resources. Okay, and here is the one which we just we have used it for in the metadata command center to scan the IICS mappings and then mapping tasks. Okay, so these are all the objects which is extracted here. You could see the folders, repositories, again the project level information, and then mapping, and then session, and then session instances, right? So session instances you could see, and also the calculations which is at the attribute level, and then it provides you some sort of conditional details as well, so that I'll show you in the demo itself. Okay. So yeah, so these are all the mappings which we created. Like one is for without parameterization and with parameterization. Okay. So let's go to the instances. Okay. So the first one is without parameterization. This mapping. So it has 3 attributes. So let's go to the lineage perspective. Okay. So it's a very simple mapping which you have seen, we have created in a CDI, right? So from source to target, it is moving with the CDI mapping. Okay. So so let's go to the source level itself. We could see, we can probably go for it at the element level itself. Okay. So this is a file at the ADLS Gen 2, right? So let's go to the lineage from the source level, and you could see these details. Okay, so let's go for at the element level. We can expand it for attributes actually. Okay, at the column level information. Yeah. So let's expand for all the hops. Okay. So this is all, and then probably we can go for show the lineage for each attribute level as well. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, this is how the simple mapping which you have in a CDI and then into lineage is showing here. So there was one stuff let's go to the calculation level where we have used it as an expression point of view, right? Expression as well as some filter was there. So when you go to a specific attribute level, right? So you could see the control conditions. Okay, so you could have seen expression is also there, filter is there, what is the condition being used, right? So those informations are available at the calculation level as of now. So this is one improvement which we are doing. Same as CDI, the expression transformation, and then filter transformations, and also end-to-end lineage with the transformation level. We are bringing it soon. Okay. But as of now, so we are just updating at the control conditions level actually. Okay. But near future, so you will be seeing what is the transformations being used here itself in the end-to-end lineage itself actually. Okay, so that is coming soon actually. Yeah. So this is on our first mapping. Okay, let's go to the another instance where we have a parameterization one, right? So as I mentioned, so configuration level. Don't forget that if the parameterization is the agent is a different one, so you have to update this one to extract a proper one actually. Okay, and yeah, let's go to the lineage. This mapping is all about on parameterization, so that you could see the parameters. Let's go to the parameter, which is customers, and then DQ source, and then again in the same DQ source itself, the target has been used, right? So this is how. So let's go to the one of the again the customer table. Okay, so and then you could see lineage from customer table as well, right? So at the element level also, we could see some sort of end-to-end lineage for this matter. So element level. And then, yeah, so let's expand it further in each and every hops. Okay, so this is all the information end-to-end lineage. Okay. So and again, same way, if you want to see some sort of what is the logic applied in the expression transformation, so you could see at the conditional statements itself, right? So control conditions, right? So these informations are available as I mentioned. So this is soon you'll be able to see the end-to-end transformation level lineage also. Okay, so that is coming up soon. Yeah, so and the parameterization, whatever we have provided, say at the source and the target level details has been updated here, right? So these are all the things. Okay, yeah, this is what all about on IICS scanners, mappings with with parameters, without parameters, and end-to-end lineage perspective, control conditions. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for your time.
Everyone, please post your questions in the Q&A box. We'll try and answer them. Over to you, Sachin.
Yeah, thanks, Vrinda. Thanks, Sunny. Yeah, I think there was a question about the data domains gets associated to the the metadata extracted in the CDGC. Same way as CDC, yes, we do have data domains for for metadata extraction. But yeah, that is not related to our IICS scanner. But yeah, Karuna, I think there was one question. Is it possible? Is it only possible with parameter files? No, as I showed in the demo. So this is with parameter and without parameter, you can choose it actually. Does the CDGC require a separate license? Okay, so there is so does the CDGC require a separate license from IICS licenses actually? See, on cloud data, on CDI, CDGC, or everything on Informatica cloud environment, right? It's an IPU model now. Okay, so there is no separate license for anything. Okay, so just write the request, through our sales team so that they will, take care of make these chiclets, right? So or the services which we call it as the cloud data governance, CDI, or profiling stuff and all, right? So that they will take care of that, enabling those part on your org actually. Okay, so and also these are all everything on IPU model based on the consumption model, what I would say. Okay. There is one question, when will IICS scanner support EDC IICS support parameter file? I think for EDC they should be already available for that actually. Okay, so if not, so probably it should be in the roadmap. Okay. There is one more question that so CDGC is one of those services available in IICS itself. Yeah, that is true. That is true. As I showed in the demo itself, metadata command center, cloud data governance catalog, profiling, data quality, CDI, mass ingestion, everything are different services which are available on cloud. There is one question, data onboarding, both manual and automatic from data catalog to logical layer. Is there any change in the new cloud DG framework? Okay, this is actually not related to the IICS scanner. Okay, but yeah, I would like to answer this question. See, on-prem, yes, there was a separate tools, and then we have introduced an automatic onboarding. from catalog to the axon, automatically we can onboard those things, yeah, so that we reduced a lot of manual work for that. Okay, but in the cloud data governance framework, right, like everything is simple, and there is nothing called as onboarding. Okay, so because you will be having a user can see the technical assets, and he can make use of those technical assets, or probably can create his own business assets, right? So those things are very simple when compared to our on-prem work, actually. Okay. Will CDGC replaces EDC in roadmap? Yeah. So I mean, again, this question is not related to any sort of IICS stuff, but see, that I cannot tell as of now because EDC still remains like because it has so many things in that, right? So I mean, features, availability point of view, and then the business is already adopted point of view, right? So as of now, both will exist actually. Okay. So there is one question: is IICS scanner can be used in any of EDC versions, or it is from 10.4 onwards? Yeah, I mean, this is again on the EDC side of it actually. Okay, so I think yes. So that there is a specific version for EDC where we started IICS scanner. Okay, so I think I would request please check the PAM and based on the specific version itself, start using this IICS scanner for EDC. I mean, not related to anything on the one which we showed demo actually today on a cloud data governance. Okay. Can you explain the point where you said when the agents are different in IICS and see how to access parameter file? Okay, so now what we are seeing is where the mapping task, the CDI work, right? So there is a separate secure agent because it has its own sizing stuff and all, right? So they have, if a customer or user if they are using a separate license for running those tasks and for extracting metadata in cloud data governance, right? So there's a separate secure agent because those things are possible. We have given that option also, right? So they can use their own secure agent, right? So if there is two separate secure agents are being used, then the point which I mentioned, the parameter file access, you need to copy those parameter file into where your cloud data governance, the secure agent is available. Okay, so that is the thing actually. Okay, and there is one question: how are CDQ transformations presented in CDGC lineage and catalog? Yes, so this is again in our roadmap. Okay, CDQ transformations. Currently, we do have CDI transformations. Okay, CDQ transformations. Hopefully, as a tentative date, I would say, we are planning for end of fourth quarter probably this year. Okay, so it's a kind of tentative date, but yeah, on a cloud side, right? So we are working on a every month release point of view. So each and everything going very fast on a cloud stuff. Okay, so you will see it soon actually. There is one question. Do you have any guide available for CDGC as of now? Like we have definitely. I mean, these informations, guides, or probably documents, what we call it as, right? So those things are available in our docs portal. Okay. So and also I would request please look at the success portal. Where we have, I think last month we have presented some 2 to 3 different use cases, Azure, Databricks use cases, all those stuff we have presented, in the month of last, I think, March, right? So you will see a lot of things in that, webinar itself. And of course, guides are available in our documents actually, yeah. Cool. Any questions? Any other questions?
Thanks, Sachin. Just wanted to call out, since you talked about Success Portal, we have all the resources regarding CDGC. If you explore the Tech Tuesdays webinars page, you will get to see all the webinars related to CDGC that we have conducted like last month. Also, like all Tech Tuesdays webinars, this will also be recorded and will be available in Informatica Support YouTube channel and the Success Portal. Also, right after the session, you have a feedback survey. Please put in your feedbacks and suggestions for the session. And if you have any suggestions for future sessions, let us know. Yeah, there is another question, Sachin, from Karuna. Can we answer that? Can you please share doc portal link?
Okay, I'll be pasting it right now here itself.
Maybe we can share it to all of them so that they can access the resources.
Okay. Yeah, so I've provided these links actually.
Sure, let's wait for some more time, Sachin. If you do not have any questions, then we shall wind this up. Yeah, looks like we don't have any questions coming in. Thanks everyone for joining. Thank you, Sachin, for setting aside some time for this session. Hope everyone is safe. Also, we hope we have answered all your questions. If we have failed to answer any of your questions, we will get back to you right after the session. Thank you so much. See you on our next Tech Tuesday. Bye.
Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.